we actually have broken it out into A1, A2, B, C, D1, D2, E1, E2, and F1. And the way that we're building this, just like we're building the middle school, each one of these are considered as their own little buildings as far as shop drawings go and as far as schedule goes and so forth. So again, if you remember, we talked about this being lower pad and this being upper pad. This corresponds to the schedule, the preliminary construction schedule that we have here. And we are looking at roughly, it looks like April 2022 by the time we finish everything. The main buildings we've got finishing up roughly 2 years from when we start. And so as you can see before from the site, we're just now trying to finish up the max grade. And we're hoping to mobilize and start with the footings on the high school in the next couple of weeks.
Start when?
In the next couple of weeks. So this is kind of we huddle up about every 3 days or so and see where we are. And so we've had a lot of wet weather, and you can see from the photos that you can still see a little bit of water ponding on the site. We're trying to get we'd love to be able to get a week of dry weather, but that's not happened so far in the last couple of months. So does anyone have any questions on the construction schedule as far as the high school goes?
And I'll make a comment there, and then if they have questions. And basically what this is doing is delaying the opening of the high school for a year. We had projected the fall of 2020. This actually takes it to the fall of 2021. Does give us a little breathing room with the schedule projection of completion to be August. We have some things going on in the summer, but a lot of site finishing in April. So that gives us some time to coordinate and acclimate students to this building. Gives us the opportunity to bring students in during the summer and have some programming then as far as if the main building is turned over to us to utilize the gym and the football, depending on that, as far as that being finished. But it does give us a little more opportunity there rather than being pressured otherwise on the 2020 opening date.
It also allowed us to go ahead and make the football schedules for all the.
And as it turns out, football runs in 2-year cycles. If we had opened the school in 2020, it would have been a difficult year for scheduling. By opening the school in 2021, that gives our current high schools an opportunity to play their 2-year rotation schedules, and then we've already submitted to TSSAA for this high school, and they will automatically have their enter in at the right time with a 2-year schedule, and it also doesn't eliminate them from any playoff potential, which would have happened if we had opened in 2020. So the weather has not been our friend. Dineen and others at the table, those with Burwell and Street also know what the weather's been like for the past several months with their other projects as well. So
when will we get an idea of who the new high school will play?
they will be a 6A school, so they will be in Dobbins Bennett, Science Hill, and in that group of schools.
Those site finishes that's listed for April of 21 through April of 22.
Those need to be, that's typo should be April of 20 through April of 21. It's pushed out there. If you look, the buildings are all done.
That's what I thought. I just.
I think I said that wrong too.
So April is.
No, it's on. It's
No,
on.
I mean, I think I read what
Yeah, you read one.
was on there.
So April 21, the school's done, finished. There's no,
With the exception of the band and the soccer, will
And
be
that
the
goes-
last areas that we will be working on that project due to the alternate gymnasium finishing up last. That'll be the last building areas. We'll utilize that for lay down and work our way out.
And that goes through August, right? So
That's
according to the
what
chart.
that one is.
I was just concerned when I saw the 22s, but,
Will there
That's
be
correct.
okay.
components of the building turned over prior to complete?
Absolutely.
Completion.
What we would prefer to do that is we complete certain areas, we'd like to run the punch list and hand those over for you guys to go ahead and utilize and start setting up to receive students, making our plans. Absolutely.
And how long will it take once we get a building turned over to us to move? A month? 60 days? What do you think the plan?
Well, that was one of the, reasons I asked that question, because if we're seeing that we're getting the main building turned over in April, or something of that nature, that would give us plenty of time to get, furnishings and that kind of thing moved in there and get set up.
So these are dates that you feel like gives us breathing room, room to play on?
I guess my question is the band that's showing the last thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the band goes with the football, right?
Yeah, that would be the
So we're
band
kinda hurting
field.
them.
That would be the band field behind that we would need to use as our last laydown area. And depending on how the weather goes, we would be more than willing to coordinate if there's another area that's better suited for it, then we could look at it. But, knowing that the construction is gonna complete in that area, I figured we would hold it off until the last.
Deneen, will you point out that band and soccer field there?
Yeah, so here's the soccer field and here's the band. So if they needed to be interchanged for, one summer.
But
they
what
could.
you're saying is that's an area that'll be utilized for, equipment or materials?
That's correct.
Okay.
That would be our last area that we would be utilizing for laydown. And, that's something we got plenty of time to coordinate. Once, as we get further with the grading, as Jacob can attest to, we're gonna have a little areas we need to, we'll have plenty of acreage we can work with. If there's an area we need to prep for laydown, then we can do that adjacent to the field. Maybe and not hold that up.
And the football-
That'd be a coordination.
Football field will be finished in April 21, and they can always use the football field at various times, could they not, for the band,
They could.
if it, push came to shove? I mean, for practice, they'll be ready by the time school systems,
Well, and
system starts.
if worst comes to worst, we still have the band practice field that would be available at Central as well. I mean, if we had to utilize it a little bit during that summer.
Deneen, have there been any issues with sinkholes? I've had 2 calls this month.
No, we've not had any in our building pad area. I've not actually seen this, but I hear that there's some in the ridge line
Or we're not?
where we're not building.
What is your, it probably says it on here, but to start building, say if we don't hit that November 18th, putting a pad down, so we can say if we get a month behind that, we're pushing this out a month further, correct?
That's correct.
What about, surely y'all are monitoring, but what are y'all thinking on the dampness of the ground and the water in the ground for sinkage settling over time?
We have a independent third party called Geos Engineering, and that's what they're doing. They're monitoring the site and making sure that it is good to go before we start any building. And so they're out there pretty much daily.